The 4.4-kilometer road project and its magnificent interchange, constructed using fuel levy through a 10 billion kwacha bond with NBS Bank and the remaining 4 billion kwacha financed by the Roads Fund Administration, is a product of the Malawi government spearheaded public sector reforms the administration is implementing. As Roads Fund Administration Chief Executive Officer Stuart Malata puts it, it is good that reforms at the Roads Fund Administration are bearing fruits.
The total project cost is 14 billion. The financing for that was split into two. The first portion was 10 billion, which was a bond, and the balance of 4 was resources from the RFA. The project scope was in 2 parts. The first was a dualization of the road from Bingu National Stadium all the way to Parliament Roundabout. Then the second portion was the interchange itself. The road includes street lighting, the paving for the walkways. The interchange as well includes street lighting. So it's these 2 phases in total. Both of them come to 14 billion. This is the first time the Roads Fund has gone on the market to issue a bond. So it's very exciting for the team here. I must emphasize this was teamwork. Everybody here was involved in this. Secondly, we have not just funded a rehab of a road. We've actually funded the very first interchange of this caliber in Malawi. There's nothing like this in Malawi. So it's very exciting for us. I must also add that this was one of our reform areas. We had 5 reform areas, and this was one of the reform areas. And it's exciting for us that we have managed to implement this reform area. It just shows that these reforms are working.
He says the completion of the project is a joyous moment for Malawi.
The interchange is not just for us here at the Roads Fund. And once the interchange opens up, every user of the road will be very excited because the congestion will not be there anymore. But also, it's a structure that is very attractive. I'm sure people will just go drive around there, just to admire the place. So we are very excited.
The Roads Authority engaged Motor Angel on the project. Supervision was done by a Malawian-owned firm, El Gravam Consulting. Roads Authority Chief Executive Officer Engineer Emmanuel Matapa says the authority is now happy that the project has been completed.
We are very, very, very excited as an implementing agent of government to have undertaken one of the flagship projects for our government. It has not been easy though. Few challenges were there, but we are glad to inform you that we have delivered as an institution. That gives us pleasure.
It was expected that the project would be completed within 19 months, 12 months for the Alibwino and 7 months for the interchange, but Engineer Matapa says there were a number of challenges.
A project of that magnitude would not go without a few challenges. The first one was that though we had done the tests to find out what was on underneath the soil, we encountered a huge rock and that required the excessive blasting. That had an effect on completion time. But also, you may appreciate the area where you have located it was a graveyard. This was the first time for a road to relocate a graveyard. It is not common in Malawi because of our cultural aspects. It took some time because we had to follow all the protocols. The other one is one of the reg, I think coming from slip lane reg, coming from area 49 going to Kanengo, affected the 5 or 6 classroom blocks. There was a process which we had to follow to demolish those ones and rebuild a number of classrooms, maybe 12 of them, plus 2 toilet blocks, an office complex, and 2 houses for Shimutu School, and a perimeter fence. We could not do that reg in a hurried manner because it would have posed danger to the school children. We needed to perimeter them, to fence them, but also we need to provide them classrooms. That also affected the completion time. You will recall there were a lot of hanging poles and wires for ESCOM. Underneath, there was a water board, pipes, internet suppliers also. To relocate them was not easy because we needed a lot of negotiation, give and take. But eventually all those were done.
NBS Bank Chief Executive Officer Lilongwe says the bank is excited to have played a role in the project. He says they will continue coming up with innovative products which will facilitate the country's development.
We developed a 5-year plan that in it there was a need for capitalization of the bank, and it was well capitalized in 2017, if you recall, raising about over 11 billion in terms of funds to capitalize the bank. From there, we started developing infrastructure products, and indeed, part of it was the finances project that we're dealing with here, that we're talking about here today. I think the message really to the bigger community is that NBS is here. NBS is the bank of the people, is a bank that really was founded to serve and give solution to the bigger society in this country. So the message really is that anyone who wants to be serious in banking associates themselves with NBS Bank as a bank, a caring bank, and a bank that cares for its people, be it in rural areas or in urban areas. We are there in terms of our geographical network.
Users of the road are now happy with what has been done.
Inenga lo muntu ogwisa ntchito nse umene u ndinosanga kwambiri even mayendedwe anga azikhala changu ndine wa business ndi munkiyu muja makanga kuti sizikhala bwino fodi umapeza mwina customer wakuitana kwina kwake kuti upite mpeze to komedwa ndikiyo mpaka na nthawi kusokonekera.
It has cleared everything. I've driven 3 times, and I would say I haven't been locked in traffic. So it has cleared that. Maybe there's traffic now because people are still trying to understand the road.
If ezitheleza motere mwitsanzo ngarazatha ama business panoba chuma kacho wavura mwitsanzo iwe ndio wa taxi kwazatha mali ama taxi zimapeza kuti make upeza kuti watenga munthu kuti ukafika naye pa nthawi imene akufuna iyo mapeza kuti sikulani sumafikira koma panoba zithandiza kwambiri chifanyise upanga zokuti wani azipeza azitenga munthu azikafika mu nthawi yake Mayendedwe akhanga tutani ophweka.
Construction of the interchange resulted in demolition of some classroom blocks and other structures at Chimutu Primary School. Today, 6 new classroom blocks, a new administration block, and 2 new teachers' houses have been constructed. A fence has also been constructed around the school to secure the premises. Learners at the school are over the moon with the new classroom blocks that have been constructed.
The feeling is great because the old classes went perfect and also some of the stuffs went okay. So these new classrooms are okay. Also the desks are new, everything is new. So even also the learning is also great.
I can't lie, it's good. The classes are well ventilated. The desks, we are still sitting 1 meter apart.
However, for a school which enrolls learners from areas such as Area 15, Area 14, Area 18, Area 47, St. Ngomani, and Area 50, care has to be taken when using the new road and indeed the interchange. The school's headmistress, Lene Kafula, says they have already put in place measures to ensure their learners' safety.
Since it's a new road with a lot of things that will be happening there, and the interchange itself is the first in the country, so we've involved the road safety people to use them, and here at school we are trying to teach them on road safety measures on how they can use the road. We have asked them to use the road signs, so that they should be following them. At least some of the robots, if they can afford to put the robots there, so that the learners can be using when coming to school and going back to school. And we have encouraged the learners to look to the left and then to the right and then to the left again before crossing the road.
A final report of the 2018 Malawi Population and Housing Census states that urban population in Malawi has been on the increase from about 850,000 in 1987 to 1.4 million in 1998 to 2 million in 2008 to 2.8 million in 2018. Lilongwe City continues growing as well, so too is its traffic. The interchange is just one of the projects to reduce traffic congestion. It eases the problems which were being experienced, but does not completely solve the problem of congestion, as almost all the roads in the city need upgrading. According to the 2018 Malawi National Transport Sector Master Plan, public transport in all of the country's 4 cities, Lilongwe, Blantyre, Zomba, and Mzuzu, is predominantly minibus-based. The document states that some of the key issues in the cities are lack of sufficient road capacity in certain areas, causing high peak hour congestion, and lack of adequate bypass or relief roads to avoid the mix of through traffic and local traffic in urban centers, poor road maintenance, and poor design standards of roads and junctions. Minister of Transport and Public Works, Sidik Mia, says there are a number of projects lined up to complement the Area 49 to Area 18 to Parliament Roundabout Road.
Our plans, according to our master plan and other plans that this administration has put forward, is to see that dualization of some of the roads are done. For example, one of the roads that it will be done is the old Chinji roundabout, which is at Crossroads, right down through the interchange, probably reaching Kamuzu International Airport. This road is due for dualization, and I'm very happy to say that the Chinese government, through a grant, has given us about $50 million to cater for this infrastructure. It will be a magnificent infrastructure which will carry with it good lighting system and of course a dual carriage highway. Apart from that, you're aware that the road from the roundabout at Crossroads right through to the old town and goes through right through to Bunda roundabout. This too was due for dualization quite a while ago, and I'm happy to announce to you that the Japanese government, through a grant, they have also brought to us 20 billion Malawi kwacha to cater for this dualization. This dualization will be one of those that will carry out a good bridge at Lilongwe River, and of course it will have rails in between the dualization that will assist in decongesting and of course getting our pedestrians going the right direction to avoid accidents on the highway. The robots and of course lighting all the way. This will also enhance the beauty of our town, of the old town Lilongwe. Apart from that, His Excellency the President, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, has also advised us to go forth with a 6-way from the Parliament roundabout right through to the M1 at ShopRite. This one also will be a 6-way road, which will be magnificent for this city.
As plans are underway for more projects, at the moment, road users can enjoy using the Area 49 to Area 18 to Parliament Roundabout Road and its state-of-the-art interchange. There will be reduction of travel time from areas such as 25, 49, 18, and thereby increasing the people's productive time to work and do businesses, reduction in road maintenance cost, reduction in vehicular operating cost, and